remain standing for the pledge. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening and welcome to Lincoln High School. My name is Jackson Smith, and on behalf of the class of 2019, it is my pleasure to welcome the friends and family of my classmates to the 2019 Lincoln High School graduation ceremony. I would also like to take the opportunity to welcome our special guests, Miss Shelley Barnhart, Miss Sadie Britt, Chief Darren Britton, Mr. Joey Callahan, Mr. Avery Embry, Mr. Jay Hooks, Dr. Donna Hudson, Miss Anna Jones, Miss Jenny Jones, Dr. Suzanne Lacey, Mr. Billy Pearson, Mr. Patrick Talley, Mr. Mike Turner, the Honorable Lou Watson, Chief Mike Wesley, and Mr. Tim Young. Thank you to everyone that has gathered here today to witness and celebrate this special occasion with the class of 2019. I believe you all have played a major role in shaping each of us into the person that we are today and guiding us along the way. For this and much more, we are grateful. Thank you.
You all may be seated. Distinguished guests, parents, faculty, staff, and community members, welcome to the 2019 Lincoln High School graduation ceremony. Tonight is a milestone for these graduates and their families, so please understand this is a formal event. This ceremony is all about the seniors we have here tonight. I ask that the noise level please be kept to a minimal until all names are called and all diplomas have been given out. We ask that everyone have respect for others and their graduates. Thank you, and we hope everyone enjoys the ceremony. At this time, I would like to ask Jalen Hudson to please come up and introduce our guest speaker.
Good evening, distinguished guests, parents, teachers, and class of 2019. It is my honor to introduce tonight's graduation ceremony guest speaker. The majority of you are extremely familiar with our guest speaker, and probably at some point in your academic career, she has touched your life in a positive way, because I know she has mine. Dr. Donna Hudson graduated from Lincoln High School in 1977. Dr. Hudson continued her educational journey at Jacksonville State University, where she earned her bachelor's degree and master's degree. Dr. Hudson also received her educational specialist degree along with her educational doctorate degree from Samford University. Dr. Hudson is a lifelong learner with almost 30 years as an educator, all in the Talladega County school system. Dr. Hudson broke into the education field by way of teaching kindergarten and second grade. She quickly advanced her career by moving into the role of reading coach, followed by becoming an assistant principal and moving to the role of principal. Dr. Hudson currently serves as Talladega County School System Coordinator of the elementary programs. Dr. Hudson is married to Robin Hudson, and the Hudson family consists of a daughter and son-in-law, Leslie and Wesley Yoder, and two grandchildren, Dane Yoder and Midge Jalen Hudson. I'm not sure if it's coincidence or not that my grandmother is speaking at my graduation, but it is my honor to represent you. My Nana has one of the most sweetest and most beautiful hearts I've ever met. I thank you for being a great principal and guidance to me, along with some of this graduating class. At this time, I would like to welcome my grandmother, Dr. Donna Hudson.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't supposed to cry tonight. But I might. I'm already crying now. I'm sorry. Mr. Keith, faculty and staff of Lincoln High School, special guests, family and friends, and last but certainly not least, students, the class of 2019. It's such an honor for me to be here tonight. Well, students, how did this happen? I vividly remember welcoming many of you to your very first day of kindergarten almost 13 years ago, just across the street at Lincoln Elementary. It seems like it was just yesterday. On that very first day, your eyes were just wide with wonder, and you were so excited, but your parents' eyes were filled with tears. You had reached a milestone in your lives. You were starting big school. Well, guess what? Tonight it's much the same. Your eyes are open wide with excitement, and just as it was then, your parents' eyes are filled with tears because of another milestone in your lives. You are graduating into the big world. You are such a special group of kids to me. In addition to spending 6 years with many of you as your principal at elementary school, I have a grandson in this group who calls me Nana, so several of you call me Nana too. I have many great memories from your younger days. I can still see Miss Hadaway standing over you, very patiently teaching you to tie your shoes, and Mr. Evans standing in the hallway watching and reminding you to keep your shoes tied. It's been a real pleasure for me to watch you grow up. I'm completely confident that our world is going to be a better place because of you. I know that you have a wide variety of career interests. Some of you desire to defend our nation in the military, to be doctors, lawyers, welders, home builders, nurses, educators, I hope, and I know of at least one aspiring politician in the group. You have set your sights high, and I am so proud. As students, you have amassed more than $3,650,000 in scholarship offers. Let's give them a hand. I have no doubt that success will come, but as you're on your journey toward accomplishing your goals and dreams, whether your career choice takes you to college or straight into the workforce, be prepared for obstacles that might cause you doubt and fear. You will encounter situations that can make you feel discouraged and take the wind right out of your sails. You can't always avoid these times, but you can make the choice not to stay there. Tonight, I'd like to share some thoughts for you to consider in those times when you just aren't on top of the world. First of all, remember your importance in this world. You do matter. I'd like to paraphrase a quote from Robert Fulghum, author of one of my favorite little books, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. He says, without realizing it, we fill important places in each other's lives. The man at the grocery store, the mechanic at the garage, a family doctor, teachers, neighbors, and co-workers. There are good people who are always there who can be relied upon in small, important ways. People who teach us, bless us, encourage us, support us, and uplift us in the dailiness of our lives. You may never have proof of your importance, but you are more important than you think. There are always those who couldn't do without you. You matter. Your presence in this world makes a difference. Don't ever forget that. In the book of Matthew in the Bible, it tells us that God even knows how many hairs are on our heads. Now, how is that for being important? When you have difficult times, and remember they will come, look for the good people in your life, those you can rely on to be in your corner, the people who love you and value your importance. Look around at the people in this audience. There are people here who have taught you, who continue to teach you, who pray for you, who support you, and who uplift you every single day, sometimes without you even knowing it. Another point I'd like to make, be persistent. I'm going to share a little of my own journey here. Even though I had a scholarship when I graduated from Lincoln High School, I chose not to go to college immediately. I had a good job in the banking industry. I got married, so I had a husband and a daughter, but the desire to become a teacher never went away. So with support from my husband and my parents, I worked at the bank every day, and I took college courses at night to fulfill my dream of becoming a teacher. At a certain point in my education, I had to quit my job at the bank so that I could focus on college classes full time. I remember one spring in particular during my undergraduate work at Jacksonville State University. My course schedule at that point allowed me to substitute, so I took an extended leave for a third grade teacher at the school and attended college classes in the evenings. So, in addition to substitute teaching during the day, taking college classes at night, and taking care of my family, I completed daily lesson plans for my third grade students and homework for my college professors. It was important to me that my third graders had interesting lessons to promote learning and that I maintain A's at JSU. I am eternally grateful to my husband. He had lots of household and daddy duties during this time. I can remember falling asleep at the kitchen table during the wee hours of the morning many times while I was preparing for the next day. But I made it. I graduated from JSU with honors, obtaining a bachelor's degree in early childhood education, and I started to live my dream of being a teacher. Almost immediately, I started to work on my next degree and graduated a couple of years later with a master's degree in elementary education. At that point, my principal, Dorothy Wright, encouraged me to work toward administrative certification so I could become a principal, which I did. Then, our superintendent, Dr. Lacey, asked me to consider my next degree, Educational Specialist in Instructional Leadership. After obtaining this EDS, with encouragement from her and other educator friends and my husband, I started to work on an educational doctorate. I am happy to say that I received my educational doctorate in instructional leadership and very proudly walked across the stage at Samford University's graduation when I was 52 years old. So don't give up. I am living proof that it pays to be persistent. I have indeed lived my dream of being a teacher and more. I have had an incredible career as an educator. So for you, be persistent and surround yourself with those people who support you, encourage you, and uplift you. You'll be glad you did. And lastly, focus on the positive. According to a study from Johns Hopkins University, there's a strong link between positivity and health. Additional studies have found that a positive attitude improves outcomes and life satisfaction, even across a spectrum of health conditions. And that's great news for all of us. So, what can we do to boost our bright side and have a more positive outlook when we're just not feeling it? Sometimes shifting our focus to others instead of on ourselves is the answer. We've all heard the phrase, pay it forward. For many of us, it means to pay for the person's order who's behind you at the fast food drive-thru. If you've ever done this, you know that this gesture does as much good for the giver as the receiver. It can turn a bummer day into a great one for both parties. Along these same lines, have you listened to the song by Josh Wilson, Dream Small? The lyrics of the song are much like paying it forward. It's about enjoying the small things in life and showing kindness in the world, which can instantly promote a more positive attitude. Some of the words say, there's nothing wrong with bigger dreams. Just don't miss the minutes on your way to bigger things, because these simple moments change the world. Other lines in the song, live well, love God and others as yourself. Find little ways where only you can help. Keep loving, keep serving, keep praying, keep searching. Looking for opportunities to serve others is the right thing to do. It makes our world a better place, and you just can't help but be positive when you make someone else's day brighter. So remember, be prepared for those obstacles or events that might temporarily take you off the course of achieving your dreams. Remember your importance in this world. Never give up and seek opportunities to serve others. Treasure the little moments in your life. These bring about the best memories. And now in closing, while I have you as a captive audience, I'm going to share one more read aloud. For this story, I'm not going to share pictures because tonight, class of 2019, you are the main character in the story. And this is one by Dr. Seuss, Oh, the Places You'll Go. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go. You'll look up and down streets, look them over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down, and in that case, you'll go straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along. You'll start happening too. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you'll top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. So be sure when you step with great care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guarantee. Kids, you're gonna move mountains. So, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. I can't wait to see what the next chapter of life has in store for you. May God richly, richly bless you. I love you all so much, and you are indeed #good as gold.
Good evening, fellow graduates, family, faculty, and distinguished guests. I am Jacob Burns, the salutatorian of the class of 2019. I am very thankful to be standing here tonight as a representative of the class of 2019. Classmates, looking back at these past 4 years, I'm flooded with memories, both good and bad. I recall pulling a lot of all-nighters, working on essays and projects that were assigned months prior, but we put them off until the night before. I recall lots of silly drama that pushed friend groups to nearly splitting up, but were resolved by the end of the week. I recall us going to the Friday night football games and cheering so loud we couldn't speak the next day. I recall mornings that we'd wake up late and doubt if we should even go to school at all. And I recall the lunchroom roast sessions that left everyone crying, mainly out of laughter. Yet, regardless of the memory, good or bad, the fact of the matter is, we made it. Yes, we made it, but we didn't make it here on our own. We made it here with the love and support of the people here tonight, and because of this, I'd like to make some special acknowledgments. To all the parents and guardians of the class of 2019, thank you for always finding a way to make time to be involved with our education and extracurricular activities. To all the teachers, thank you for taking responsibility for our success in school and doing everything you can to teach those of us who were willing to learn. Personally, I'd like to acknowledge my mother and father. I wouldn't be who I am today without both of them. I love y'all. Moreover, I would like to thank all my AP teachers who sacrificed countless extra hours after school without extra pay to ensure that I excelled regardless of how rigorous the course was. I would like to thank all my homies. I couldn't have been any luckier in finding a group of people who were as competitive, determined, and as strange as myself. And lastly, but certainly not least, I'm thankful to God for His unconditional love and the immeasurable blessings in my life. I'll never forget the time I spent hurrying down these crowded hallways of Lincoln High School, most of the time worried that if I didn't get to Miss Roberts' class within the first minute of class exchange, I would have already missed half of the section. But more importantly, I will never forget you, class of 2019. I consider myself lucky to have known so many people that I find it so hard to say goodbye to. But I know that we are all moving on to bigger and better things, and that our lives ahead of us are far more important than our lives behind us. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Before I get started, I would like to say a few things. First, congratulations to the class of 2019. We did it, guys. After 13 long years, we are finally here. The moment we all worked so hard for. Can we get a round of applause for that? Second, I believe I speak for the entirety of the class. And I say thank you. Thank you to everyone that helped get us here. Whether it be teachers, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, or friends. Thank you to all that have helped us. From Miss Roberts and her after-school study sessions, to Miss Bailey and her daily life lessons, as well as Mr. Ed and his amazing way of telling history like a story. And Miss Edmondson and Miss Dura showing us what a true friendship looks like. You also can't forget Miss Wood and the crazy eyebrow raise she'll give you if you do something real weird, or Mr. Kelly and his honorary senior walk. Can we get a round of applause for our amazing faculty and staff? Next, I would like to personally thank my family for everything. Thank you, Savannah, for always being there for me, even if we irritate the mess out of one another. I'm sorry for being the teacher's new favorite every time. Thank you, Papa, for always going above and beyond to make sure I'm prepared for the next step. Thank you, Jesse and Gus, for not being as annoying little brothers as I thought you'd be, for always being my biggest fans. Thank you, Roro, for all the good stories and making sure we didn't ever go hungry. We all love that famous sweet tea of yours. And finally, thank you, Mom, for always believing in me and supporting me when I needed it the most. Thank you for playing both roles, no matter how difficult it was. I love each and every one of you with my whole heart. Thank you again. And final thing before I get started, I would like to dedicate this speech, this moment, to one person. My namesake, my Uncle Dennis. I so wish you could be here to see the man I have become and the accomplishments I have attained. I want you to know that it was all for you. I walk across this field, receive my diploma that says Dennis Cole Barentine, and move on to the next chapter of my life. Not only for you, not only for me, but for you as well. I love you, Dennis, and I will forever carry on your legacy. I'll be honest, writing this speech was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my whole high school career. I took tons of AP courses, but that AP Calculus and the AP Physics exam felt like a cakewalk compared to the trouble of finding the correct words for this exact moment. It took me a while, but I believe that I found them. We just spent 13 years of our lives learning. 13, it's a long time. We all know mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. We all learned that we declared independence on the 4th of July. We all know that 2 plus 2 is 4. At least most of us do. Things like these aren't the only stuff we learned. We all learned how to manage our time. When is the right moment to speak, and maybe not to speak. When to worry more about your friends than yourself. How to come up with something on the spot. And probably the most important lesson of them all, we all began to learn who we actually are. The single most important thing to a person's life is discovering who they are, their purpose. No, high school does not reveal that purpose to you, but it sure does get you going in the right direction, whether you realize it or not. Whether it be attending college, joining the workforce or the military, or even starting a family, high school has led us all in a direction that will reveal to us our purpose. It might take some time, you will go through some hardships, but in the end, we will all be where we are meant to be. High school is about revealing to us our path, our future. Yeah, we experienced some pain, some heartbreak and tears. We also experienced quite a good few laughs, a few too many late nights, and memories that will last forever. Those experiences will mold us into the people we are today, and the people we will be tomorrow, the day after that, and the day after that. Each experience we have makes us the people we are. Use that experience to better the world around us. We are the future of this world. We all know one thing that will remain true. The world can be harsh. We don't need to let that scare us though. Understand that yes, it can be harsh, but also understand that we have the ability to change the world. We have always been told that our class should do amazing things, but the truth is, our class will do amazing things. There's no doubt about it that our class holds doctors, lawyers, teachers, nurses, professional athletes, artists, politicians, entrepreneurs, pastors, protectors of this country, and so many more amazing things. We have learned what it takes to be a leader. I know that we will use it. Now, before I wrap everything up, I'd like to leave a few words to the upcoming class of seniors. When I first moved to Lincoln, the first thing I remember is walking down the elementary school hallway, looking to my right, seeing a giant racetrack on the wall. And looking to the left, seeing an actual race car in the lunchroom. I thought to myself, I'm like, well, we are in Davis, so. I remember walking into Miss Graham's second grade classroom that year, trying really hard to make some friends. I remember working really hard for years and years after that, trying to just find the group I fit in with. I went to spend my birthday party one night. I remember coming home in tears. I was upset. I was really upset. I just felt like I didn't fit in with anybody. My granddad, he sat me down. He told me, son, find your passion and you'll find your group. I'd like to believe that I took that advice, and now today I have a group of friends that I don't call friends anymore. They're family. What I'm trying to tell you guys is don't worry. If you haven't found your group yet, or feel like you're lost, find what you love to do. Find your passion. It will bring you to the people that are meant to be with you, which will allow you to be yourself. Being yourself brings confidence. Confidence that you can do anything. Confidence that you will do amazing things. A final thing to say to you guys is listen. Listen to your teachers. Listen to your parents. Listen to your elders. They've been in our shoes before. Learn from their lessons. Don't believe you know it all. I almost miss it. I learned this the hard way. To my fellow classmates, I really look forward to coming back here in 20 years. I guess we'll see then. Is Jalen still the drama king? Is Brian stuck in Brazil? Is Abby doing covert missions in the Air Force? Maybe then Shamar will show up to take his senioritis picture. And will Miss Roberts still be coming in on Saturdays to make smoothies and teach us some chemistry? My final words to the class of 2019, the future is out there. We have to reach out and grab onto the future. We have the ability to change the world, and I know that we will do it. I challenge each and every one of you, the class of 2019, go out there, pursue the future, grab it, and run with it. Run with it until you're changing the world. Live life to the fullest, and always give your all, and never forget, go Bears.
Will the candidates for graduation please rise? Chloe Elizabeth Brasher. Andrew Michael Challender. Clayton Matthew Chappell. Sarah Paige Claiborne. Christavia Shavante Curry. Trinity Janae Elston. Mallory Savannah Goolsby. Dalton Stewart Gowers. Miles Trevor Haynes. Brashayla Nyana Santise Hill. Jalen McKinley Hudson. Pearl Addison Langley. Jared Ryan McBurnett. Janie Nicole McElroy. Matthew Riley Morrison. Grayson Lee Phillips. Xavier Marquise Ragland. Santiago Eduardo Tamayo Hernandez. Brandon Alexander Taylor. Destiny Sears Thomas. Kristen Jonye Woods. Christopher Allen Abercrombie. Lauren Elizabeth Alderman. Olivia Grace Allen. Autumn Leanne Ashley. Emma Karen Baker. Kaya Ariane Black. Julia Marie Callahan. Janarius Daquan Carmichael. Isaiah Lamicah Brent Carter. Aaron Devon Coleman. Josie Kaylin Edge. Trinity Marie Cotton. Marshawn D'Angelo Covington. Joseph Maxwell Crow. Shakira Akira Davis. Monet Cheyenne DeJesus. Tyra Valenthis Embry. Jasmine Shanice Epps. Zachary James Floyd. Keziah Monet Gaston. Colton Nathaniel Gibbons. Solyric Rayvon Green. Ebony Cheyenne Gross. Jonathan Michael Hamlin. Shamar LaVey Hampton Jr. Ryan Keith Hastings. Charles Joseph Hawes. Savannah Lauren Hawes. Matthew Dawson Hoffman. Jakari Dondrell Howard. Tamia Deanne Howard. Adam Blake Howell. Haven Deanne Hughes. Miracle Anaji Hunter. Dawson Cole Jackson. Jamichael Lamar Johnson. Kalia Janae Killings. Jonathan Austin Lee. Aaliyah Danielle Lusk. Zoe Christian Matchin. Alexis Brooke McNabb. Alan Lee McNair. Ryan Allen Munkus. Durante Kawan Montgomery. Samuel Jake Montgomery. Michael Thomas Morris. Xavier Tyrese Morris. William Bradlin Morrison. Gage Allen Mundy. Hunter Austin Murphy. Kaylee Talon Nelson. Mia Alexis awarded. Nicole Mitchell Newhouse. Javon Shaquille Orr. Kendall Bernard Orr. Marshall Kiana Pearson. Abigail Diane Phillips. Hannah Elizabeth Phillips. Dalton Trent Pitts. Stephen Nicholas Andrew Pope. Cheyenne Storm Robertson. Ayla Storm Robinson. Nikeria Marche Robinson. Lucas Matthew Sailors. Katrina Rose Sewell. Faith Leanne Shaw. Brooke Diane Shore. Abigail Elizabeth Smith. Anna Marie Smith. Tyler Michael Logan Stallworth. Dawson Lee Turner Stanford. Christopher Chad Swain. Macarius Keon Swain. Shelby Brooke Taylor. Nakendria Jemiah Thomas. Taylor Cheyenne Thompson. Jacob Andrew Turner. Braxton Clay Megan Danielle Weldon. Jaden Khalil White. Nigel Marquez Williams. Avery Renee Wilson. Michael Javon Rien. Jackson Hunter Smith. Jacob Allen Burns. Dennis Cole Barentine.
Graduating class, please stand. Graduating class of 2019, by the power vested in me by the Alabama State Department of Education and the Talladega County Board of Education, I hereby pronounce you graduates of Lincoln High School with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
At this time, will you please join us in singing the alma mater?
Congratulations, class of 2019. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you for coming. Safe travel.